chill out.
Just like this. I had you on. Yeah, I had this gentleman on. By the way, this is brought to you by Suplex Construction and Suplex Properties, the Marty Grisano Show, the #1 real estate and business show in Rochester, if you ask me. So, Jeff Cook, man, I haven't seen you in a while. The last time I had you on, and again, by the way, Jeff Cook's a buddy of mine, mentor, somebody I look up to, unbelievable business. And one of the reasons is because they always are doing different things. You guys are constantly like, I feel like you're always doing stuff. And for me, I can tell, and I know you wouldn't say this, but it's like uncomfortable stuff, right? Like development, the learning, the lessons, hard stuff that nobody likes to do. I mean, you could, if you wanted to, just stay in your lane. You had a night, the niche of mobile home communities. Obviously, if people don't know, the #1 home mobile home park owner in New York State, but you could have just manufactured home. Sorry, you could have just stayed there, right?
Sort of. So, like you said, I don't like being comfortable. I'm comfortable being uncomfortable. Probably more comfortable being uncomfortable than I am comfortable being comfortable.
Totally.
So 3-4 years ago, when interest rates spiked, our acquisition pipeline virtually stopped. Because rates went up so quickly, buyers didn't want to sell. They were looking in the rearview mirror. It's like, well, why would I sell when my property was worth X, 5 days ago, and now it's worth Y? So we decided, well, if we can't buy it, we're going to build it. And so that's how we got into development. Development sucks, man. It's a pain in the ass. It's really, really hard, and it's extremely expensive. And I mean, we've gotten the rug pulled out from us at the last meeting. Like you just don't know what's going to happen until the end. But unfortunately, you have to spend the money and the time and the resources to get to that point. I mean, I love it because it is a challenge and it's something new, which I enjoy. Like I said, I don't like sitting still or going steady state. Yeah, it's fun and it's fun. That's the most important thing. I'm blessed that I have that my work crosses into pleasure because I love it, and it's 24/7.
I love that. I love, because here's the thing. Yes, interest rates, that whole thing that blew up a lot of deals. That was making things really not pencil when you were trying to buy things. But looking from the outside, it's like, man, you guys could just hang out and stay there. You don't have to grow. But like you said,
no, I could certainly, so actually right now, my CFO and my COO, I mean, they're running the company 80% of the time. I'm out doing new things, trying to, be the business development guy, be the rainmaker, bring in new stuff, meet new people, work on our brand, work on our image, work on our reputation. That's what I enjoyed doing, but just sitting around is not going to happen. And yeah, it's just not, you know me well enough.
I know you well enough. Yeah. I know you well enough, but it makes me feel good knowing that we don't have to just stick to one thing. You know what I mean?
We don't.
Right.
No,
and you're showing that you don't have to.
You don't.
That's very nice to be like, because you hear a lot of people go, oh, just stick, get really good at one thing, which is fair. I think you should have that, your baby, the thing that really brings in the generator of cash, right? That's, the parks. All right, hold on. Before we go any further, what's the difference? What's the difference between mobile homes, modular homes, and manufactured homes? Because I don't really know.
So I think, a couple things with terms and nomenclature. Just like we do with apartments, and I think you can correct me, but you really prefer to call people residents instead of tenants, right?
Sure.
Okay, so same thing. So we call, instead of our residents, or tenants, we call them residents. Instead of mobile home park, we call them manufactured housing communities, or even better, they're just communities. They're just communities. And even with manufactured homes, they're homes. They just happen to be built differently than a site built home.
Is that a big thing now because doing the push with Hochul and the government and making sure a lot of it is hey, the way that we talk about it does hinder or hurt how things get financing, right? Isn't that crazy? Yeah. But it's the same product.
It is. No, terms are everything. I mean, if we, I'm big on, self-confidence and stuff like that. And if we continue to talk about ourselves in a negative way, we're going to feel negative about ourselves. if we continue to call manufactured housing communities trailer parks and mobile home parks, they're not going to get a fair shake. And they're not that anymore. They're certainly not trailer parks. They're not mobile home parks. They're communities of residents who are just like you and me, trying to take care of our families and do the right thing and move forward in life. So,
well, I can attest. When I drive by some of your communities, they are well manicured. It's not like what you see or what you've heard about like on TV back in the 70s, right? It's just completely different. It's not the same thing.
Not at all.
And so, all right, so let's talk about that actually, because what was the problem? What's the problem right now? What's the governor? Sounds like she's right on your side now, or has maybe always been. It's just the laws were kind of funky. What are we trying to accomplish here?
Insofar as with Governor Hochul?
Yeah.
So as you know, Governor Hochul has committed, I don't know exactly, I think it's like $200 million towards manufactured housing. As you know, we're in a severe housing crisis,
right.
And I don't think that's going to change anytime soon. Manufactured housing is one of the, we're all the above type of guy. I'm an all the above type of guy as far as a housing solution, be it manufactured housing, site built, modular, what have you. But she's very, very supportive of, again, all the above. And one of those things is manufactured housing. She actually grew up in a mobile home park out in Buffalo,
Wow.
Shamrock Estates.
Get out of here.
We actually looked at buying it about 10 years ago. We passed, and we're actually looking at it again.
That's amazing.
So we had an event with her earlier last week, and she was giving her remarks, and I had to bite my tongue because she called it a trailer. She's like, I grew up in a trailer park, and I wanted to shout out.
I think only if you grew up in one, you can say it.
Right, yeah. Governor, it's manufactured housing community. Right. Most times she's really good about it. But you also asked me earlier about the difference between manufactured homes and modular. So manufactured homes and modular are under the same umbrella of factory-built housing. It's built in a factory. Manufactured housing comes in on its own chassis, and then it's delivered to the site. It's set on a permanent foundation. It's set up, and you're ready to go. Generally can be ready to go from the time of ordering to C of O, certificate of occupancy, in about 90 days. Modular housing is built as it sounds in modules. So they're self-contained modules that you put together like Legos. Now those come in on flatbed trailers, and then they're craned on site like a Lego project. Modular is about 60 to 70% completed when it's delivered on site. You still have to side it. You have to make all the connections. Manufactured housing, if it's a 2-section home, which most of our stuff is, it's about 85-ish% completed. If it's a single section home, which we also do a lot of, those are really 95% done.
Okay.
Modular also is going to take, you can get it done pretty quickly. You're, a few months also. Cost wise, manufactured are going to be about $100 a square foot. Modular are going to be approximately the same cost as site built. The big savings with modular is time. So while you are doing your site work for a modular home or a modular apartment development, they can be building the modules for you. So as soon as you're done with your site work, they can drop those modules. So you're getting the market quicker. You have less interest carry. You have less time where you're not generating any income. But other than that, we of course like manufactured better. That is our bread and butter. We will be doing some modular for some of our apartment developments.
So with that, like from my understanding, which is not great, but in communities that are owned by you or anybody else, if they decide not to pay their lot rent, right? They're like, we want to move. Can you move these things?
So yes, you can. So
both modular and manufactured.
No. Once modular is set in place, you could, but it's a major pain in the ass and very expensive. So we've actually have moved modular homes. You just have to take them apart and then you put them back together.
Got it.
But again, it's very expensive. The only reason that we did it is because they were on a sales center that we sold and we had to move them. It was part of the deal.
Got it.
Manufactured, 98% of new manufactured homes that are sited anywhere never move. So once a home is sited, we take the axles and the ton off. So it's just makes it that much more difficult to move them. But to be honest, Marty, it comes down to economics. it just does not make sense to move them.
Right.
I mean, I've been doing this since '08, so it's hard to say, but almost 20 years.
Yeah.
This is how many homes have moved out of our communities.
Wow.
It just doesn't happen.
Got it. Okay, so you don't. Okay, so that's not even a thing. One of the things I was thinking about too is because we were talking about how you guys do very versatile company, kind of does a lot of different things, development, all that stuff. One of my favorite projects that you're doing right now is the Seven Brew. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, sure, of course.
Yeah.
The whole thing?
Sure.
Yeah, so we bought a as everyone knows, given that this is the #1 podcast in Rochester.
Thank you. That's right.
Jefferson Road is our #1 retail corridor in Monroe County and the surrounding areas. So we bought a vacant building on Jefferson Road on spec. Some of my staff were like, Jeff, what are you doing?
That sounds like a what are you doing type of move, right?
Yeah. No, it was.
Yeah.
But I didn't. And I stand by it. You can't go if you buy it right. You can't go wrong on Jefferson Road.
Right.
Something will happen. It's just a matter of when. So we bought it.
Was that fee simple?
No. So that's on the Genesee Valley Authority owns that land.
I was wondering.
So we actually ground leased the land from them. We owned the Sticky Lips building.
Right.
So we held it for a little bit less than a year, and then we had the donut company there, not Dunkin' Donuts, Krispy Kreme come in.
Yep.
We had an executable lease, and then they changed their mind. So they backed out. They were going to do a bakery wholesale / retail area. They were going to sell donuts to the Buffalo, Rochester, Syracuse McDonald's.
Wow.
They had a national contract that they dissolved. Krispy Kreme isn't doing so well, so it probably wasn't a bad thing.
Right. But hold on a second. But at the time, because I know how this works, doing this myself with commercial, small, but that's painful.
It is very painful.
That was probably so painful when it was executed. It was ready to go. It was done.
It just wasn't signed. Pencils down. Pencils down.
Okay.
Pencils down, not signed.
Pencils down, not signed.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. If it was executed, we would have had a lawsuit.
I was going to say, okay, well, that doesn't. Okay.
Yeah.
But you were so close. You're like, you in your head, I'm assuming it was done. It was a done deal.
I was always spending the money.
Yeah. Of course. All right. So anyway, actually, the more beautiful thing happened. A real powerhouse came in.
Yeah. So Seven Brew approached us, and they wanted to take part of our site. So we signed a lease with them. They should be opening in August.
Great.
They actually use a module building for their locations. They don't. It's only drive-through coffee and smoothies. There's no sit down. You can't go in the store. 700 square foot module, and that's it. 2 drive-through lanes. So we had to demo the building for them. They're taking about a third of the site. We still have about 2/3 of the site left over for another 4,500 square feet with another drive-through. So now we're waiting on. We're actively looking. Of course, we are waiting on 1 or 2 more tenants for that space.
Oh, that's great. But
that'll be a separate building.
Okay? So then you would put up. But the whole place. I haven't driven by it. It's completely leveled at this point.
It is leveled.
Yeah.
We finished we had to do some landlord work for Seven Brew. But yeah, building's gone. We filled it in, and now Seven Brew is doing their thing.
That's great.
Yeah, we're excited. So
That's awesome.
When they open, I think they do like the first 2 weeks everything's free. So go through. I know you're gonna have to sit in line, but just get on your phone and do whatever you're gonna do. Wait in line, go through the drive-through. All the if you want to, it's free to get a smoothie or a coffee. But if you want, you can donate to charity when you're there. So
that's awesome.
Yep. And they do that for 2 weeks, and then they go normal.
I love that.
We're excited. We again, Jefferson Road is great. I would do it again. But yeah, the carry was big. I mean,
right. That's a little scary. I mean, how does it actually work with the land lease stuff? Like, do you know about that organization? The organization you're working with?
I mean, a little bit.
Yeah. What a gig.
Yeah, no, it's
somebody's got control of that thing. I want to know about it.
Yeah,
I want to know more.
It's a state authority. They own the land.
Who owns the land though?
New York State.
New York State owns the land, and then this company.
It's like the Thruway. It's like the Thruway Authority.
But the Genesee Regional Market or whatever.
Yeah.
They have like a 1,000-year contract. They're like the manager of it.
No, they own it, and then the state, like the Thruway Authority, then the state owns them.
Oh, okay. So there's no like somebody making Okay.
It's
got it.
no, it's a public benefit corporation.
Public benefit corporation. All right. Well, they have a lot of land over there.
They do. Brendan Tidings runs it. He does a great job.
Yeah.
He keeps it full. He's very cooperative. He's very reasonable. He's not what you would think is a typical government employee. He's great.
Yeah. No, I've actually had some conversations with him. He is really good. I just was still uncertain how it all worked.
Yeah.
All right. So what are you working on now?
Oh man, a lot of things. So we're doing urban infill in the city of Rochester.
All right, let's talk about that. That was a big RFI or RFP. That. So what was the problem the city had, and what was your solution?
So the city has 4,000 vacant city-owned lots.
Wow.
I'll say that again: 4,000 vacant city-owned lots. They need housing. Those lots are not producing any income. It's a blight.
Yeah.
So we proposed using manufactured housing to fill those vacant lots. The city developed an RFP. We won the RFP. We won all 9 lots. We are just a smidgen away from closing on the land, and then we'll start bringing homes in. We should have homes available by the fall.
Wow.
And there'll be 12 to 1,300 square feet, 3 bedrooms, 2 baths. We will sell the home and the land for about $175,000.
That's a great deal.
It's just it's a proof of concept for the city. We know it's going to work. Once we get going, we'll ask for more lots. I want to do 100 per year, not only in Rochester but also in Buffalo, Syracuse, and Albany. All the big cities along the throughway.
Is there a similar problem like in Syracuse, Buffalo, like vacant lots? I'm not sure.
Buffalo has somewhere between 6,000 and 7,000 city-owned lots. Yeah, I mean, this is something I could do for the rest of my life, but as you mentioned before, it's just one small piece of what we're doing.
Yeah, I know. All right, so that's really interesting, and that's you could do, like you said, you could do 100 of those a year. Man, think about what you could do.
That's just a drop in the bucket. But it's a lot. I mean, it's a lot for us, but it's just a drop in the bucket. That's why all of the above is so important that the governor's been promoting. All of the above. Subsidized housing, site built, modular, apartment buildings. I mean, we need all of it. So.
Is that the next great boom, you think?
Housing?
Yeah. Like building?
I think factory built housing. Yeah. I don't know if I'd say it's going to be a boon, but I think site built housing is going to go to the wayside here. Every year it's going to get more and more homes are going to be built in factories. It's easier. You get a better quality product. It's more efficient. I mean, let's face it, especially here in the Northeast, who the hell wants to be outside building a house when it's 5 degrees out?
Good point.
So,
what's the biggest hiccup? Is the biggest hiccup just education?
Yes.
With planning boards in town.
Yes.
These small organizations that have such big control over how things get done in a community. I don't know how do you, is it just constant education, just letting people know? I mean, how do you do it? How do you attack that? Mark Cohen?
Yeah, Mark Cohen is great. So I'm one of Mark's clients. He's VP of Government Affairs for O'Donnell and Associates. Mark has done a great job pitching our story over the past year and a half or so. It's an education process. It's just teaching people what manufactured housing is all about. We have 2 spec homes that we put up out in Palmyra at one of our land lease communities, Canal Side Estates. Beautiful homes. We're selling them for $220,000. The homeowners still have to pay lot rent. Just for an example, if those homes were in a subdivision, they would probably be $275,000 to low 300s. Very nice homes, 1,600 square feet, 3 bedroom, 2 bath. 712 pitched roofs, front porch, back porch, electric fireplaces. I mean, just, top of the line housing. But we had the deputy mayor from the city of Buffalo out there on Monday, and his whole team came out because we want to do the same thing that we're doing in Rochester. We want to do in Buffalo. Loved it. Great. Absolutely loved it. And they were so surprised. It's not what they expected, which is the common theme, Marty, is that this is not what we expected to see in manufactured housing. So I do this every day, multiple times per day. I'm sure Michael's getting sick of it. I don't know why I don't get sick of it, because I say the same thing every time. As you can tell from my smile, it's just, I don't know. I love it. I've always taken housing for granted myself. I grew up in a house, I lived in an apartment, when I was in my 20s and stuff like that. But I've always taken housing for granted. And I think when I had my apartments in the city of Rochester, I really saw how important it is for families to have housing. And a lot of the housing that, and you've seen it too, Marty. You look at some of these apartment buildings or single family homes or doubles, and they're horrible. Yeah. They're horrible. Yeah. And I know you're the same as me. That's just not how we operate and how we maintain our properties. That's not how I did it back then. That's not how we do it now. So it's important for me to everyone should be able to afford a home, and this is one way to get housing into everyone's hands. So
I love it. Yeah. I think it is a huge. It's I think about a couple of things. I think about how the biggest problem with people not having housing is that housing a lot of times is people's first foray into wealth creation, right?
Absolutely.
And you think about people, if these families are constantly renting, you lose this is a hook for you. You can start using this.
Okay.
You lose like the want or to be in the financial game. So what happens is what I can see happening more and more, which is the scary thing, is people go, I don't want to play this game anymore. And so what do? Well, they go, well, big government, help me. And big government's never good. Government never helps.
And they don't have any money anymore.
What, government?
Yeah, they're running out of money.
No,
we're running out of money. It's our money. We're running out of money.
Right. Big government is never the answer. So, but that's who they go to because they can't go to. There's nothing else to go to. So what happened was, I was reading about this in World War II when the GIs came back, they had to give these guys houses. That's why that GI Bill came out. They had to give people houses because they were like, hey, why don't we just do what the communists do? And we all know that can happen pretty quickly. And by the way, housing also is one of the reasons why we don't have a great population growth, right? So people are only having 1 or 2 kids when they had 7 back in the day because they had houses to have these kids. Now we don't. Yep. So I'm very passionate about it because I'm the biggest non-communist guy in the planet, and I think that we need to make sure that there's something available. If that is, which I believe it is too, modular housing
and manufactured
housing. Then let's go bananas with it.
Exactly. Yep.
What's stopping it? Basically, it's just it's literally like, hey, I want to buy this, 50 acres in Brockport, but the town won't let me do it. Is that kind of what it is? The town won't let me do this project.
It's funny you say that because a neighboring town, Clarkson, we had 100 acres under contract. Well, we still have it under contract, but most likely not going to do anything with it. They didn't want manufactured housing, and the reason they didn't want it is because they don't understand it.
Correct.
And we try to educate them, but sometimes people just can't be educated.
Yeah. I know that they're like, no, they don't. And in their head, they go, well, I don't want excuse my language, a trailer park.
Totally.
Right. Yep. In my community. And you go, have you seen, these are better than your house now.
Right. And we also, our response also is, we're not going to build a trailer park. Our reputation is only as good as our last project.
Right.
And we are not going to build a trailer park. These are going to be, well-crafted, high quality, well-insulated homes. They just happen to be built in a factory. But this is where your kids can live. This is where policemen can live, firemen, nurses, medical assistants that are making, $70,000 to $100,000 a year. People making $70,000 to $100,000 a year are going to have a tough time affording a brand new site built home. Absolutely. That's going to be $500,000 or $600,000.
Absolutely. So, okay. So, but again, it's just a process. We got to work on it.
It is. And it's changing. The conversations that we're having right now, that our team is having right now with municipal officials, we would not have had 3 years ago.
Well, I'm on the Brighton Assessment Review Board, and so there's a lot of power there, and I'm willing to wield it for the good.
You don't have any land though.
No, I know.
Yeah,
we got nothing.
There's no land.
Well, there is land, I guess, but it's just. Well, here's the other problem. Now? This is more on the commercial side, and I know you obviously have large industrial stuff as well. What are you hearing about power? I guess power is a big thing. We don't have a lot of power. How do we get power? Are you privy to any of this stuff?
I'm glad you brought that up. So, a couple of the other things that we're doing is we have 1,000 units right now that we have 650 units in Canandaigua that are shovel ready to go. we were ready to go last summer. We were going to break ground a week after we were told by RG&E that after they told us we did have power, that we did not have power.
Whoa.
So we've been working with RG&E, with New York State to try to figure out how to fix that problem. We're getting there. Unfortunately, it's taking some time. So that's 650 units in Canandaigua. Workforce type housing, not manufactured. It's gonna be site built, single family homes and townhomes, and then some apartments. Just normal stuff. Middle of the road. We have another 400 units.
But wait, Jeff, that's 650 houses that could be being built right now.
Exactly.
That could help out 650 plus families. That is not happening because power.
Because of lack of electricity.
This is a huge problem.
Lack of electricity. Yep. We have another 400 units that we have site plan approval. We're holding on our civils because we know we're likely not gonna have power. That's right there in Farmington, just a little bit, north of Canandaigua.
And that's just one. You're just one developer,
right?
Think about
It's 1,000 units, so 1,100 units,
right? That's 1,000 houses, and that's one developer. There's quite a few developers here that probably have similar projects that are still. I mean, that is crazy.
And it's not even a lack of funds. It's really it's a lack of power. Governor Hochul and her team have been great to, we did get an ESD grant for half of the cost to run power to our Canandaigua project.
And what does that cost? Like, what are like the costs to these things to get
$6 million?
Jeez.
So we got half. The problem is, and this is going to sound weird, but I want to try to solve the problem for that whole 332 corridor, 96 to 332 corridor has the same issue. There's not enough power, and that's where all the growth is happening southeast of Victor.
Right,
is Canandaigua and Farmington, yep. And there's no power. So I would love to see. I want my project to go, of course, tomorrow. But I'd like to see a bigger solution than just our individual project. I am a community guy. We give back a lot to the community, and economic development is a very important part of that. So we'll see how it goes. We're working hard on it.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm worried about that being because I believe if we could figure out the power situation, I think just in general, like inflation would go down. So I mean, obviously, it'd be like, wow, if we could just figure out this power source, everything else, people's RG&E bills, if that got eliminated, like how much more that would bring to economic development would be insane.
Yep.
And also a little off topic, I also think that we got to figure out, because I don't know if on your projects there was any like environmental issues or anything.
I mean, we always run into seekers. Seeker is always a concern, of course.
Yeah, but like I've lost like 50% of my deals, it feels like, just recently, we're going to be like a phase 2. And it's like, well, that stops economic development too. Like, think about all the people that are trying to buy properties for their own business, and they know that they're not going to get bank financing.
For sure.
We got to figure that out too.
Well, I think too, with, we also run into the same issue here and there. Not as much as you, because you're buying much more industrial, warehouse properties, a lot in the city, of course, or any industrial warehouse that's old is going to have environmental issues for the most part. But if it's encapsulated or if it's not being disturbed and it's not causing any issues, I don't know why you can't leave it. And this is just me talking.
Correct.
I have no idea what I'm talking about, but it seems to make sense. I don't know.
I know the DEC might have something different to say, but it doesn't. It's something.
But if it's not causing any health problems, if it is, then of course it needs to be remediated. But if it stays where it is and it's not, like asbestos,
right? If
asbestos is encapsulated, or lead paint, if it's encapsulated and it's not airborne, it's okay. It's okay where it is, as long as it stays where it is.
Right.
So if other environmental issues can be the same, it can have the same resolution. Why not? Why do you have to clean it up?
Well, the building's still there anyway.
The building's still there.
And there's still activity happening in the building. I'm just trying to buy it and get financing at it.
Yeah.
That's all.
Tough.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yep.
It's tough. All right, what else is going on?
So we got the multifamily development. We got the urban infill. We are. I don't know how you've seen deal flow. I know you're the master of deal flow, so you probably haven't been much affected by interest rates. But past 6 months, we've seen I would say our deal flow is probably 4 or 5 times higher than it was
Great.
previous,
Great.
which is great because, you know, more deal flow. We should start, and we're starting to get more deals under contract, which is great for us because, you know, that's what we want to do. We want to
grow.
We want to grow, and you know, most of the communities that we do buy need help. You know, I've been told many times that I spend too much money on our communities, but again, that's how we roll. That's how we operate. What else is cooking? Too much. My daughter is
Congratulations.
Graduated from high school
That's
last
awesome.
week. She's from Mercy. She is going to Boston University in
Amazing.
August. I joke around. If you ask her what she's studying, she is studying lacrosse. So we're very excited for her to play at that level. As is she, of course.
Your son's kicking butt.
Son is kicking butt. He has his own tree service business.
I see his trucks everywhere.
He's all over the place.
Yeah.
Cook outdoor contracting.
He's probably so busy right now. With
He's
the
so
wind.
busy.
Holy crow.
He sent me a text last night at 2:30 in the morning, which I didn't see till this morning. He's like, "What's up?" And it's a picture of him through the excavator picking up trees
At 2:30.
He was working at 2:30 in the morning last night. So
I love the
just because he's
hustle.
so busy, you know,
Yeah.
with the windstorm. He was actually instrumental. So I don't know if Mark talked about the tree that fell on his house.
No.
Oh yeah. No, this was after.
So Mark Cohen
Yeah.
he just moved into a new house, and a tree fell on the bedroom. It was devastating. Took out the whole part of the house.
Insane.
And they called Ben, of course, and Ben took really good care of him and got the tree off. And it was a 63,000 pound tree.
Oh God.
Yeah, we had one piece of trunk was 11,000 pounds.
Oh my God, that's so scary.
But yeah, he's great. He's got 2 crews working for him. He's busy as can be, but he's always got room for new customers, and he loves working. He loves like me, he loves keeping his customers happy. So
No, for sure.
Sure. And he's actually at one of your really cool developments, which I know. It's one of my favorite flex buildings. I walked through it. It is awesome. So let's talk about that because that's you know. I believe there's maybe one spot open, or
we have a few more.
Okay, great.
We're about 4 or 5
Well,
left.
not great, but I'm
saying for people listening, what is this again? This is right by Airport Road, Air Park Road.
Air Park.
Air Park
So
Road.
50 Air Park Road is Cook Contractor Storage. We have like I said, several contractor bays. They're 2,000 square foot.
They're so nice. Jeff.
Very nice.
Yeah,
Overhead
these are awesome.
doors, man door, of course, half a bath. We can do a build out if someone wants an office or what have you. We're generally in that $12 to $14 per square foot. 1 year lease,
Which is nice.
It's great space. We also have about an acre of just vacant land that's gravel that we can use that you can use as a lay down yard or any type of storage that you might need.
It's very secure. I mean, it's fenced in. I mean, it's nice. It's a whole
fence.
system.
Yep.
It's good.
On-site maintenance. Our office building is right next door, so we're always there. But it's one of those things, Marty. It's that I like to say about that building is, originally we bought that building to be our sales center for our manufactured homes. We decided not to do that, so we had a vacant shell building that we bought that I wasn't sure what I was going to do with. We got a good deal. We got it through foreclosure. But no matter what happens, be it in real estate or life, is if you get lemons, man, make lemonade, man.
Absolutely.
You got to do it. So we turned it into contractor storage, and it's a little slow right now, but I think it'll all turn out okay.
Well, if people go and see it, like if you're in the need for contractor garage space, it is unbelievable. And I think it's just you got to get there and walk in and see it because if you need space. This is unbelievable space for it. It really is.
We just hired a broker, so we were trying to do it ourselves for a little while, which I always try to do it yourself.
Well, I know your name was on there with your phone number. I'm like, on top of all the other things you're doing, you're fielding calls. I love it.
Well, we hired Adam Rooney from Benchmark.
He's the best.
Yep, and he's already brought us a tenant. So
he did.
Just signed him up like 2 weeks ago.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, that's awesome. Rooney's great. I have to get him on
and he answers your call. So
he does.
A lot of commercial realtors don't like to answer the phone after 5 or on the weekends. And Adam, I called Adam, and I sort of knew he was on vacation, but nonetheless, he still and it was on the weekend, and he answered my call. So
that was like your little test for him.
Yeah, he's doing well. So
well, Jeff, it's great because the last time I had you on, that was maybe 4 years ago.
Was it that long?
Yeah,
Jeez.
And the the development of what Cook Properties has become. You become a good friend of mine. The mentorship that you've been able to give me, you've given me so many resources.
You took me to Rockies for the first time.
Yeah. Yep, that's right.
I didn't even have money. You had to pay for it.
I did. I had the cash. Yep, that was.
You owe me one. That was, I think, $11 you owe me. Just kidding. That Rocky's unbelievable, but it's unbelievable in Rochester if no one's been there. But anyway, anything one of the other things is people can work with you. People can invest with Cook Properties. Is that correct?
Yeah, we're always raising money. We always have, well, at least recently, we always have deals going on. We actually have a storage unit deal that we are working on right now, raising some equity.
Nice.
We tend to like, bigger checks and, 6 figures or more, because we're doing bigger deals.
Right.
And we want to just work with people that are, just have a little bit more money and not our time is limited, our resources are limited, so we want to go with bigger checks. It's the same thing. I like to say, it takes the same amount of time, same amount of money to close as on a $500,000 property as a $5 million property.
Sure.
So let's go after the $5 million property. So
I agree.
Same thing when we're raising equity.
I know people that have worked with you that have loved working with you, and I sure would love to work with you at some point. I'm sure we will.
We will.
And we have different things that we've done together, but investing in each other's deals is the next thing.
For sure.
Jeff Cook, thanks for coming on. Anything else you want to leave people with other than how they can find you? CookPropertiesNY.com.
That's perfect.
Guys, Jeff Cook, Marty Grisani, take care. Wash your hair. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Marty.